In Homer's The Odyssey, Penelope stands as one of the most iconic and complex female characters in classical literature. As the faithful wife of Odysseus, her role is pivotal not only to the narrative structure, but also to its emotional and thematic core. Though Odysseus is the central hero whose physical journey forms the backbone of the epic, Penelope represents the emotional, moral, and spiritual anchor that holds Ithaca and Odysseus himself together. Her intelligence, patience, and quiet resilience serve as powerful counterpoints to the heroism and adventure of her husband, making her a vital figure in both the plot and the larger message of the poem. Role in the narrative. Penelope's primary narrative function is to serve as both the object of Odysseus's longing and the final reward of his arduous journey. For 20 years, 10 of war and 10 of wandering, Odysseus is driven by the goal of returning to his wife and kingdom. Penelope, meanwhile, remains in Ithaca, besieged by over 100 suitors who seek to claim her hand and Odysseus's, thrown under the assumption that he is dead. Despite immense pressure from the suitors, her loneliness, and the uncertainty surrounding her husband's fate, Penelope remains steadfast in her faithfulness. She devises clever strategies to delay remarriage, the most famous being the ruse of the weaving shroud. She promises to choose a suitor once she finishes weaving a burial shroud for her father-in-law, Laertes, but unweaves it every night. This deception lasts for years, underscoring her intelligence and strength of will. Penelope's reunion with Odysseus in Book 23 is the emotional climax of the epic. However, she does not immediately accept the stranger as her husband. Instead, she tests him by instructing her maid to move their marriage bed, knowing full well that such a feat is impossible, because Odysseus built the bed around an immovable olive tree. When he reacts with indignation, Penelope recognizes him. This moment showcases her cunning, emotional restraint, and need for certainty. Unlike other characters who are easily deceived, Penelope requires proof, demonstrating her wisdom and cautious nature. Symbolic significance. Penelope symbolizes fidelity, patience, and domestic virtue. In contrast to Odysseus's physical journey of trials, monsters, and gods, Penelope's endurance is rooted in the everyday reality of waiting, managing a household, and resisting pressure. Yet her trials are no less heroic. Her ability to remain loyal under immense stress elevates her to a heroic status of her kind, one marked not by conquest, but by emotional endurance and moral integrity. In this way, Penelope functions as a symbol of the ideal wife in ancient Greek culture, a model of marital devotion and chastity. However, she is far from passive. Through her intelligence and subtle manipulation of her suitors, she retains agency in a male-dominated world. She embodies a kind of active loyalty, using her mind, creativity, and resolve to preserve her family and household. Penelope also serves as a symbol of constancy in home, the very things that Odysseus longs for throughout his journey. While Odysseus engages with temptation and distraction, such as Calypso and Circe, Penelope remains a steady figure who anchors the poem's emotional center. Her home in Ithaca is not just a physical place, but a spiritual ideal of belonging, order, and love. In this light, Penelope is not only Odysseus's wife, but the very embodiment of the life he struggles to reclaim. Broader implications. Penelope's character invites reflection on several broader themes in the Odyssey and ancient Greek society. One of the most compelling contrasts is between male and female forms of heroism. While Odysseus achieves glory through cunning and strength in the public sphere of war and travel, Penelope achieves hers through perseverance and intelligence within the private sphere of the home. Both types of heroism are necessary for the survival of the household and kingdom. Penelope's story also raises philosophical and emotional questions about trust, identity, and recognition. Her cautiousness upon Odysseus's return is not mere skepticism. It reflects the emotional toll of 2 decades of uncertainty, deception, and longing. Her test of the bed is not just cleverness. It is a demand for truth and authenticity. In doing so, she asserts her dignity and intelligence, ensuring that their reunion is not merely physical, but deeply emotional and intellectual. Moreover, Penelope can be seen as a figure of resistance against societal pressure. For years, she resists the suitor's demands, cleverly manipulating expectations while keeping her options open. She walks a delicate line between appearing compliant and maintaining her autonomy. Her example highlights the moral complexity of survival in a world that restricts women's choices. Penelope's role also connects to the poem's broader themes of time, memory, and restoration. Just as Odysseus must reclaim his kingdom, Penelope must preserve it in his absence. Time erodes certainty, and Penelope's long wait is a test not only of love but of hope. Her eventual reunion with Odysseus is not just the return of a husband, but the restoration of identity, order, and shared memory. Conclusion: Penelope is one of the most richly drawn and thematically essential characters in the Odyssey. Her role extends far beyond that of a waiting wife. She is a symbol of emotional resilience, moral fortitude, and intellectual autonomy. Through her patience and wisdom, she holds Ithaca together and becomes the ultimate reward for Odysseus, not merely because of her fidelity, but because of her strength and integrity. In a poem filled with gods, monsters, and warriors, Penelope offers a different but equally powerful kind of heroism. She reminds readers that strength can lie in stillness, that faith does not require blindness, and that love, when rooted in mutual respect and shared intellect, can endure the trials of time and separation. Thus, Penelope is not only central to the plot of the Odyssey, but also to its deepest values and meanings. She is, in every sense, a hero in her own right.